Lines up, ready up!
Hello again everybody, this is Amorgin and you're very welcome back to another episode of Star Trek Fleet Command, guys, and the swarm is coming. We have a new ship in the works, the USS Franklin, with new events. And before this thing gets rolled out, I'm joined by Billy from the founder server to do a little bit of a speculation piece on what this means for the player community.
Captain, we are not equipped for this manner of engagement.
Hello Billy, are you with us?
Yes, sure am, Amorgin.
Good man, how are you keeping?
Thanks for having me. Very good, yep.
Too bad it's
a bit late, but
it's getting a bit late, so we'll try and keep this one quick, Billy, in the sense of just doing a wee bit of a preview and trying to reflect some of the thoughts from the players out there to what we can expect from this event. I've messaged Panic, but we need to run with this, I guess, if it's going to be a preview event. I've messaged Panic and they haven't got anything back yet, and it's the weekend, so he's probably not even working. So we have this announcement, Billy, on the game inside in the nice little view screen that we've got inside in the station, and it's saying that the swarm's coming, that there's no allegiance to Federation, Romulan or Klingon, they must be pushed back, blah blah blah, and we have to earn the USS Franklin as the swarm killing starship.
I didn't want to disappoint you, in case you didn't make it back.
How thoughtful, Mr. Scott. Captain.
Lots of power steel, titanium and dilithium tokens available, level 15 and above. Daily rewards, new daily rewards around this, swarm biominerals, and you can exchange them in your refinery for these resources, and they're going to be a permanent addition with various levels of effectiveness with this USS Franklin in terms of what we can obtain, presumably in terms of biominerals. You will not only need typical resources but also frequency modulators by defeating the swarm, so a new item to I don't think, were frequency modulators in the game already, Billy? Do you remember?
Oh, no, can't recall actually, but
no, we check that maybe in a wee minute. Swarm hostiles spreading throughout the galaxy and new systems, and you were telling me earlier that you got into the game expecting this and searching frantically around, you couldn't find anything.
Yeah, couldn't find the systems because I believe the systems aren't around yet. They'll probably be released when the event is finally released.
I couldn't see them myself now. I only had a quick nosy around. I wanted to jump in and do this video, Billy, because one of the videos I've done recently was around the communication. There's a lot of people, it seems, a little bit disappointed about this. There's been a bit of discussion about it and a bit of hype about it. Are you feeling that yourself out there?
Captain, we are not equipped for this manner of engagement.
I'm feeling very frustrated, actually.
Right.
It's where's the quality control? Where's the people working on this? They've released the news as if it was released that they'd released the event.
Yeah.
It's just wrong. You're treating us like,
So it's given the wrong impression. Like, I don't want to labour too much about the communication. We can do that probably at another time. But it's fair to say people are a bit disgruntled because of the nature in which this was released. People were expecting something. There's no real information there apart from this announcement. There's nothing there indicating how tough it's going to be for us. Like, what are the levels of the ship's effectiveness, like in the sense that I'm looking at you're level 31 now, I'm level 29. We have to get our ships to tier 7 and tier 8 to be effective. What's the cost of that going to be? Is this going to be forcing us? Are we going to have to remortgage the house to keep up here? Like, are we going to have to buy a load of packs and all to keep up? Or is this going to be like the Botany Bay in terms of you just give up after a while, trying to level it up because of what's required? Or like, what's your feeling on that?
Well, I found the Botany Bay one frustrating. I just gave up. I eventually, I think I finished the Botany Bay last week, actually, to the the Botany Bay missions.
Yeah.
I finally finished them. It took me so long because, one, I couldn't get into org space because there's only limited amount of nodes there with a couple of hundred people wanting on.
Yeah, well, we'll not get into a rant about the Botany Bay or the augment stuff. That's for another video as well. Well, I suppose what I'm getting at here is, when people leave your comments below as well on your thoughts on this, and come on to Discord and chat with myself or Billy or that about this kind of stuff, feel free. The link will be in the banner, guys. But it's the idea that we've seen, Billy, the likes of the jellyfish come out. We've seen the likes of these hijacked ships coming out. We've seen the Botany Bay. We've seen a few new ships in the game in our time here, and different levels of success. The Botany Bay, I'd agree, it's not something that got me too excited. The jellyfish is useless at a certain level, as you know. Some of these ships are really just cosmetic ships. I said that about the jellyfish. I said that about the likes of these hijacked ships. They're just reskins of old ships and stuff. And difficulty, the various levels of difficulty in getting them, whereas these are the ships that are geared towards buying them. These are the ships that they're selling packs on and stuff. And let's be real, it's a business. Like, people, they have to make money,
Exactly.
But is that your feel of what we're looking at here? Is this are we going to have to remortgage the house now to go and keep up with these ships? Is this going to be a flash in the pan? Like,
Well, yeah. Well, it was like the Franklin from the movies, the USS Franklin. Wasn't that like a 200-year-old ship when Kirk found it?
That's it. I seen a bit of a debate around all of that, around the real nerdy, geeky stuff going on. People talking about it, the date that it was in service and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, exactly. in Star Trek lore, it's been around a while. A bit like the Botany Bay, it's been around a while. Like, it's an old ship that you need to kind of upgrade and do stuff to, But it's fit to handle these sort of hostiles, these swarm hostiles. So presumably we go in there. It doesn't matter. Char could go in with his Enterprise, and he's not going to be as effective unless he's got a tiered up Franklin. We can go in we can go in our Centurions. We're going to do damn all. Or is it going to be a case like the Botany Bay, where you may as well go with an Envoy or Horizon, because at a certain level, certain tier, it's better for us to do that rather than tearing up the Botany Bay?
I think I might have read it wrong. With the tiers, it says tier 1 to tier 9. And I think when it says level beside it, tier 1, level 17, which means that's the level of what the hostile swarm people are going to be. That's what I think that means. So if you want to get the bigger rewards with the more tokens and that kind of stuff, you're going to want to upgrade
Well, they're saying very clearly here, use this table as a rough guide for where your ship should be given your operations level, right? So tier 1 is presumably the ship, level 17 is presumably the operations level.
Possibly.
That's my thinking on it at the minute, and that if you're level 17, you need a tier 1 ship. If you're level 18, you need a tier 2 ship, level 20, tier 3 ship, and so on, I'd imagine. But listen, we'll see. I'll do another wee video on this at a later stage. We can come back if you're willing to come back. We can come back now and review this and go over the stuff we're talking about here and see how we're getting on with the event when it's actually in place. If, maybe next week, for example, we'll come back and when the whole thing's done and dusted and digested, and we'll discuss that. There might even be one or two others might come in with us. New systems there, Billy. Couldn't find them. Maybe we're getting old and we're just not paying enough attention to our phone, and they are actually there, or to our BlueStacks or whatever. Maybe they are there and we're just the eyesight's going. I don't know, but I couldn't find them after a quick glance around either, and they're not ringing too many bells for me there. So presumably they are going to be new.
I had the LCAR's crew there, and they couldn't find them. So
right,
that's all I can say.
Okay, so they're not there anyway. Right, so. So yeah, just I suppose you were talking earlier, just we'll finish off now shortly, but you were talking earlier there about being a bit pissed off because of the message that seemed to come across, that you expected that this was going to be live when it was announced that it was going to go. I heard one or two comments about, is there a new ship coming, the Franklin and all, before this was announced like this. So seemingly out in the community, a couple of people were talking about this prospect of this new event and a new ship. Had you heard anything on that?
I hadn't heard anything about it, but it does say on that news channel, it does say coming soon. Usually it says a date. So maybe we just didn't read properly.
So a simple addition there, like the date, would have made that a big difference there, yeah?
Well, usually on the events it goes, this is going to happen between this date and this date.
Yeah. And if you look through it, Billy, if you really analyse this, now maybe this is because English isn't somebody's first language and they're working on this, and we'll not hold them to account for that if that's the case. But even if you look down through it, it says these hostiles present an opportunity for players level 15s and above to obtain core resources. And you go down to the bottom of that paragraph, it says power steel, titanium and dilithium. There's a typo there. You'd really expect like the typo in an official announcement like that, like maybe on Discord or on Reddit or something, the typo's allowed, but in the official announcement there, you expect that would have been proofread enough to catch that typo, you know. So nobody's even proofreading this properly.
Been around for years.
Yeah, nobody's even proofreading this properly. It feels like it's been a bit of a rush job to get the announcement out to the community. We've said before about the communication being awful.
Captain, we are not equipped for this manner of engagement.
Like, I mean, the reason I didn't sign the non-disclosure agreement with Scopely is because it wouldn't matter if I'd signed that. Like, the likes of Deuce or these other content creators probably are in the know with some of this, you know, but they can't speak about it. They can't say anything about it. Like, us as content creators, we're there to deliver the message to the community if that's what the people want, you know. I'm bound by an NDA if I sign that. I can't talk about certain things. I'm free here with you to speculate upon all sorts of things that somebody who's bound by an NDA wouldn't be, you know. I'm happy to talk about anything, and, you know, I won't tolerate unnecessary criticism of Scopely, but, like, things like this here, like, it's just, it kind of compounds the criticisms that are out there around the communication and how it's being dealt with. The communication to the community isn't the priority. Getting this event out and making the money is the priority, like, you know. We said,
why get the event out? Why get the notice about the event out to make money before the actual event comes out? Like, they don't usually do events like that. With news and that. So,
but is this not all about building up hype? Is this not all about building up hype and a slow trickle of information, and then everybody's geared up for it, and then we hit Monday, Tuesday, or whenever it's supposed to come out, and all of a sudden everybody's grabbing the credit cards and because they want to be the first one with it?
True. Because I usually, when these events come out, like when the Botany Bay came out, I went and did the missions as quick as possible. I wanted that ship, and then I got it.
Yeah.
Wasn't too impressed, but anyway.
But that's what we're dealing with here. Like, and listen, if I was working in the back staff of Scopely and trying to produce graphs that were saying that the incomes run the rise and all of that, you know, I'd be pulling all sorts of strokes to make that happen too. Like, so I'm not criticizing the guys that do their job, like, but a little bit more attention there, a few more resources to Panic is the only answer. More effective resources to Panic is the only answer there, to make sure that the likes of these announcements are proofread and that dates are put on the thing, and you know what I mean, simple stuff like that there, and then to answer questions that people have got and allow us as content creators to release a bit of the information and answer questions to people. You know, when these guys are on holidays or when they're it's at the weekend and they've got their own lives to lead, us as content creators are there doing the job for them on Discord. You know, we'd like to be able to get a bit of that information there to feed it out to the community, and rather than having to go and do videos with Billy and give out about it, you know, I'd much rather be sitting discussing what we actually know about this instead of speculation and hype, you know.
Well, you know, a little bit of a heads up for you guys, so you'd be prepared to answer questions about it. You know, some questions, a little bit of information, extra information. But yeah, poor old Panic's going to come into work tomorrow, and he's going to go, oh my gosh, so many people replied, you know, commented on it.
Yeah.
Captain, we are not equipped for this manner of engagement.
As well as in my game, in the Founder server, on the global chat, that was going pretty hot as well today.
About this event?
Oh, about everyone's walking around going, "Where's this system? Where's the swarms? Where's this? Where's that?" No one knew.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And just, I suppose, to be fair to Panic, there's a couple of announcements there about Carol Marcus not working and all of that kind of stuff. Something else we can get into another time. But despite the published news in regards to the USS Franklin, the arrival of swarms, this event has not started yet. Please wait for Panic to make the official announcement in regards to this. Thanks for your patience and all. And that's from Vitamin THC, one of the well-known moderators there in Discord, so a shout out to him. Tough job that these guys have got, surely, Billy, at times like this, when people are off for the weekends and people have lives to lead and whatever else. Some of the content creators are out there getting their stuff together. The guys that are in the know and are partnered with Scopely and all, they're preparing their videos now as we speak to showcase all of this kind of stuff. But out here at the weekend, these moderators are giving up their time to communicate with us. And some of them are bound by NDAs, and they all have lives, you know. So yeah, it could be done more effectively. So I suppose to finish up here, Billy, have you any final thoughts before we say goodbye to the people? Like, just in terms of what's coming out of the community there.
Overall, I'm kind of excited about this event to see what it's all about. I'd never thought they'd bring in Swarm and the Franklin into this universe, but then again, it's the Kelvin universe, so or timeline. Yeah. So other than that, hey, we all love the game. You know, we all have a bit of a whinge every now and again, but you know, we all like it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing it, and we all like the community spirit behind it. Yeah. All good.
Yeah. Fair enough. So we look forward to this event. We'll touch base with everybody again. We'll play it a wee bit, and if we find that it's working out, we'll join everybody again. I suppose this has been a wee bit longer than I would have hoped, Billy, but I want to thank you for joining me. Again, it was always just intended to be a wee bit of a speculation piece, and supposed to allow us to vent a little bit. And thanks everybody for watching and having the patience for myself and Billy here to be covering this. Like and subscribe, guys, and we'll come back to you with some more of this kind of stuff in the future. Thanks once again, Billy.
Yep, thanks for having me.
No bother.
Been great.
And
we'll definitely hook up later for a review of
100%. 100%. So thanks again, guys. Chat to you all again soon. Look after yourselves and look after each other as always. Catch you later. Cheers.
Anytime, Mr. Sulu!